same technical issue. I continue? Yes, I was saying maybe certain procedure was not followed at a lower level. So once the matter is reported here, it is reviewed, and then we maybe get all correct where it was. But here it will be regarded as an appeal. But then, like I've said, since it is universal, we look at, because the Quran is the same all over, then we look at where the areas. Also, this is also a point to do again with the first question, that what happens if the matter you have judged and don't want somebody to go to the secular court. We have a lot of references and referred cases. Once Supreme Council has judged and you go to say secular court, they have always reviewed their judgment and say, no, we uphold the what? The Supreme Council uphold, because, like I've said, at the Sharia court, you go through a process. It is not straight judgment. It is one, after hearing, there is a procedure for mediation, reconciliation, involving the family from either sides. Once you feel that is where now you come and what, give a judgment briefly. That is what I can answer.
Lawyers, please consider the case of Sumaili and Navawaluka versus Medi Makumbi, High Court Family Division, divorce cause number 039 of 2011, where Justice Kainamura said that, in my view, this is an alternative choice of proceeding in Sharia court. The Sharia Court of Uganda Muslim Supreme Council applies Islamic law to marriages and divorce. In my view, if the party chooses to file a petition for dissolution of marriage before Sharia court, the proceedings are valid. Any decisions made by that court are binding and have the full force of law. Section 2 of the Marriage and Divorce of Muhammadan Act provides that all divorces from marriage between persons professing the Muhammadan Islamic religion, given according to the rites and observance of the Muhammadan religion, shall be valid. The Sharia Court of the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, which applies the rites and observances of the Muhammadan religion, is a competent court to handle divorces, cases, and to grant relief. So that is the relationship between the secular. They confirm the rulings from Supreme Council. We have even handled a case registrar that came from Mbarara. When the court, Mbarara High Court, the judge handled a certain part of it and referred the distribution of property to the Sharia court. He made his ruling and referred the parties, the Sharia court, for the distribution of property in Sharia. So we have a very good relationship between the Sharia court and the civil courts, secular courts.
Maybe addition, because the secular law, as we are aware, the Administrator General, Public Trustee, as it's called, has it takes over, the properties of what is in charge of the deceased. But what is now the relationship is really very good. These days, what they do, we refer them to go and get letters of what? Administration. But after that, the Administrator General will refer them to even make official communication to Uganda Muslim Council of Sharia that please, these are the administrators, go ahead and dispute and give us a report. And once that report is given, is always upheld.
Please kindly unmute Samuel Kungu and ask.
Hello. I want to thank you so much for this opportunity. I have just 3 questions. Number one, when I was reading about the divorce under the Islamic marriage, there is a method of divorcing that I came across called li'an. But in the discussion that we've listened to, it has not been mentioned. So I seek clarity whether li'an is applicable or no longer recognized. That is one. Then secondly, what are there circumstances when the application for divorce at the Qadi courts could be refused? And in those circumstances, if a party wants to opt out of the marriage, but the application has been refused, then what is the fate of? Can they be forced back into the marriage? And the third question is on the issue of giving back the mahari. This mahari, I understand sometimes it is given in form of gifts. Now, gifts usually lose value or may appreciate. For example, someone gives a car as a mahar, and this person, when these people reach a time of divorcing, and probably the lady is supposed to give back the car, does the issue of value come into play? Is it considered? Because imagine if the car has lost value, by the time it was given to her, it was new. Maybe it costed 50 million, new car, but now it has become old after maybe 10 years of being driven. It only costs 20 million. Now, is she expected to buy a new car, or you can give back that one which has lost value? Thank you.
That is the Edward Severman.
Yes, but
That's Severman. Yeah, the 3 questions they are well understood. One, you said the an. There is also the an and the ilan. Briefly, that system, it is not typed. It is rather a practice or a punishment. I would call it a sort of punishment. Okay? Maybe time might not be enough, but because how it happens, for example, I coming back home. Getting it is a full explanation. I come back home, okay, and then in the bed with my what? My hajat, okay, and I confirm it. Then from there out over and say, this one from today, wallahi, 3 times, I shall never what? Will never be. From now, I have done what? So briefly, it is like a punishment, and normally it is not easy to happen, but of course things happen. That's why the recognized one types are 3: the talaq, the khul, and the fasq. This one is more of what? The one he has asked is more of what? Actually punishment. Question number 2: can an application be refused? I'm saying no. Whether one is just cooking the story, the Sharia court will go ahead through the register, will go ahead to register whatever you're registering, whether it is genuine or it is not. But after that, of course, through the process, the refusal may come as a what? A judge that no. Out of your 10 points, we have really made mediation, we have got witnesses, you have no grounds. So out of your 10 points, I think you have only 2 or 3. So what I'm saying, there's no way you come to apply for a divorce and then you are turned down. That one cannot happen. It comes as a decree or a judgment or an advice and that kind of thing. Question number 3, giving back the man. That is the first thing. Yes.
Reasonable.
No.
A ransom.
That is, yeah, because it says
giving back the mahar.
You gave her a new vehicle, but now after 10 years, he's returning the same. That is a partly you have already explained. they see it and value. Okay, it will be very. Actually, the Sharia court will also seek some guidance from the the recognized valuation, because actually in valuation, actually it is a practice in so many other than this one. For example, there is distribution of property, there is taking over or transfers, where the Sharia court before does that, doing that, it goes through by getting some, professional guidance, valuation. We look at the two types of valuation, the professional one and the lay one. For example, if it's land, you just go out, because in the village, you just ask the LOC, and they will say, that piece of land is at this one. Then also look at the professional, then, because the Sharia looks at the possible one. For example, if the land is at 10 million, we cannot look at what 10 million to go. So that something which is real. So the same thing with the giving back. It is not, if it was new, there is no way to give back at what the new. It will be varied, and of course will be less. Briefly, those are the three questions answered.
We have also seen instances where the man forgoes.
True.
Some men have said,
I gave you 10 million, but
that things have happened, disputes, but
Since
the
we've
wife
been
has
together,
been good, she has looked after my children so well, she has been there for me.
For example, he says, please go. Sometimes the husband can say, don't give it back. Another question? Maybe I want to also to give some clarity on part of the in-depth, procedure. There is a reasonable gift if it is talak by a man. Okay, I know it might come that question, but I can foresee it. Talak, I am giving a talak, but then it is what we call muta, or reasonable gift. And also before the reasonable gift, maybe during our marriage with you, we've been having a joint business. So through the Sharia department, we establish and then find out, first of all, before we give out what? The reasonable gift. Can we look at this? It was a joint what? What was the percentage? That kind of thing. What are the liabilities? Okay. Then from there, we look at it. Also, the reasonable gift. For example, I married you when I was renting. But out of the 10 years, we have land, we have a vehicle. Then I cannot just say, give her 1 million. So these are the areas that as you give the divorced woman the reasonable gift, it is out of your what? Briefly, those are all looked into, so that it is a fair.
Actually, what the court does, this is the talak at the instance of the husband. He divorces the wife. So you decided this woman to go away from your life. Sharia requires you to give her package as she's leaving. That is the mut'a, the reasonable gift. So when this court is, it will look at what is befitting, as in reasonable, to a woman like Zakia. You cannot say you have houses, you have cars, the marriage has failed to continue, and you say, I'm giving you 5 million. I deserve a hammer. What I'm trying to bring out, that God will look at circumstances and find something that is fit as a reasonable gift that particular woman has status. It is not static. This is the match you take, but God will weigh all the circumstances surrounding your marriage and then pronounce that accordingly, something deserves this. And that one, if you're not agreeable with it, you appeal to the High Court.
Additionally, who have had children. Out of the 10 years, who have had children. We look at the sons of the children. Are they still young? Are you going with Zaki? Are you going with them? I remain with them? Education? All these are looked into the what? Before you come to the judgment.
Moses to see to please unmute and ask. Moses?
Yes, Council. Much obliged, Council. My question is in regard to, we have looked at...
Has been very effective.
Thank you.
We have looked at how talaq is performed for the man to divorce a woman. But my concern, I'm saying we have looked at how talaq is performed when a man is divorcing a man, when a man is divorcing a woman. Now, my question is in what's the procedure for performing kula for a woman divorcing a man? Then another thing, my question again is in regard to, we are looking at the Constitution as a supreme law. Then, and it talks about marriage, people above 18 to enter into marriage. And Islamic is one of the type of the marriages that we have. What happens in circumstances whereby there is a matrimonial home when you are divorcing, but a woman did not contribute anything, she has been with you? Does it come that we also have to share the property together equally, or like how it has been said in some cases under other types of marriages? Or that's my question.
Okay.
Constitution and supreme law at the age of marriage.
You said constitutional law at the age of marriage, right?
Constitution as the supreme law. What?
Constitution as a supreme law.
Yes.
It gives the right people above 18 years to get married.
Okay.
Enter into marriage. And we are seeing Islamic is one of the type of marriages that we have. Now, what comes to properties which are acquired where we find during the existence of that marriage, that Islamic marriage, you acquired properties, but I mean you have a matrimonial home whereby the man contributed almost everything, but you do not contribute anything. You found him with everything.
Okay, it's a very good question. It's a very good question, and of course, these are the cases which are normally reported. Through the registration of your complaint, like Council has explained, a study will be taken, evaluation of whatever you acquired. Before you came, the man had what, and when you came, you added what, okay? And now we are looking at a reasonable gift, isn't it? Then there is also matrimonial what? Home. Then there is also children. All these issues are looked into so that at the end of the judgment, for example, they are looking at the Zakia out of this matrimonial home. When you get out, how are you going to begin the life? Especially, she came when she was young. Now, after 10 years, at least, the body has been a bit gone down, I would say. And then we have the kids. It means now, out of this matrimonial home, we have three parties now. We, the two parents, and then the children. Suppose we say that this house, we sell it, the matrimonial home, and give Zakia. Now, what about the children? And then what about me? Because I have to be somewhere to be able to look after the what? The children. So it is a process to look at all these areas. That's why through the mediation, through the arbitration, involving the family members, the friends and the parents, at the end, all this will be looked into and then we come up with what? Fair judgment. There's no way I can tell you that, okay, the matrimonial home will be sold or to be given out. But now I'm saying if there are 3 parties, then look at the matrimonial home. How is Zakia going to start their life? How are we also going to remain with the children? No. Zakia, for the 15 years, unfortunately, we didn't get what? Children. But then we have added on what? The wealth. Now, the wealth, were we having a joint business, it will be, calculated differently so that we all get the equal shares of the what? Of that joint what? Maybe there's also to pay license, taxes, all these things are looked into. Then after that, then we come to now she's getting out. And mind you, when she came here, you have only a small place, but now by the time she's going away, though these issues have come, you are separating, but even the witnesses, they have told the court that no, Zakia has really done a lot to add on the what? It means now as Zakia goes out, we must really look into so that it is a fair one. That's why if she's dissatisfied, then we'll end up with the what? And again, we shall be called again to say, no, this judgment, Zakia, added a lot, and then you have just given her 1 million. Briefly, that is how I can add on that, the answer to that question.
And usually the couple, some properties are restricted. Some we may find that the wife, some properties are in her name. Oh, so some are already distributed. This one own, and then there is this other which they share. So we also calculate the contribution of a particular person to a particular property. The age of marriage.
The age of marriage. Oh yes. In fact, before we come to Sharia, because it is embedded in the Supreme Council, we have a constitution where the constitution it is guided by the Quran and without conflicting with the religious, spiritual values and the laws of
The country.
That's why, for example, Sharia law, if we are caught with evidence stealing, the first hand is chopped off. That's the Sharia law. If you are caught for the first time and it is proved the first hand, the second time, the second hand, the third time, the right leg, the fourth time, the right. That's the Sharia. But it cannot be practiced where? Here. It means the age is very clear. Must we
The constitution.
The constitution of the country, it is the 18, and briefly, we work within Sharia without conflicting with the national laws, because we are also
There is no way, because some people know that Islam, you can even marry off your daughter at the age of 9. That's the person who has asked. That's what they know. That Islam allows even to marry off your daughter at the age of 9. But by then, when it happened, even at present, you can look at a girl of 9, but when she's just like me. So science is changing. Science has gone on changing. So you cannot allow your daughter to marry in our environment here at the age of 15 or 16. There is nothing she's going to do in the marriage. Even the brain itself has not grown to be in marriage. So where the constitution is contradicted, and in any case there is no harm to Islam, we have agreed to respect the brand law of the country. There is even a case, I don't know whether the students have come across it, Martin Kilia versus Attorney General. It is a constitutional petition.
Yes, sir.
That was about the age. So please take that law. It is okay, and the Sharia is in agreement with it.
Angela, we would like to thank Council Zakia and Sheikh Musana for responded. We now request you, Angela, to unmute and ask quickly. Angela? Charles? Charles S7, please ask quickly because we are out of time.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker and other guest speakers, for your warm remarks about the topic of divorce under Islamic marriages. I am Wania Charles of Farm S7, and I have a question of constitutional value, and it's that isn't the provision requiring the return of the mahar or dowry inconsistent with the judgment of the court in Mifumi Limited versus AG, given the fact that this return was declared unconstitutional? I seek your legal guidance on that, Madam Counsel and other speakers.
This is the question is.
Okay, I think
You have got a bit.
let me see. There is bride price, return of bride price. That case is specifically to bride price. Bride price is given to the parents as gifts, parents of the girl. But this mahar, actually Islam does not require in marriage to give the parents. These are our cultures and traditions. Islam does not require in any way that if you are going to marry Zakia, give her father cows, what and what. Islam made marriage very simple. Actually, it requires it to be solemnized briefly. That is to curb fornication and adultery. That is the intention of Islam, to curb fornication. To make it that everyone settled in with a husband. So it doesn't require these big ceremonies and what. It is within your capacity that you decide to give and our cultures. This mahar is different from the bride price. Mahar is specifically given to the wife. And minus mahar, there is no marriage. If you very well understood the marriage of Islam, contract a marriage. Minus mahar, there is no marriage. It is a pillar. But bride price is not a pillar in Islamic marriages. So the return of mahar is not disputed, and it was not covered in that case we are talking about. It was the return of bride price, not mahar. Differentiate between bride price and mahar.
Thank you very much, Council Zakia. Charles, the guest speaker has requested you to note the difference between mahar and bride price. They are different. Thank you very much, Council Zakia. Ashia, please unmute and ask.
Hello.
That is
Thank
the
you.
vote.
Thank you. My question is in regards to constitutionality when it comes to witnesses. Somewhere you talked of witnesses, and I read somewhere where they are talking of 2 men as witnesses, or 1 man and 2 women. What is the constitutionality of that in regard to gender issues, especially here in Uganda?
I think he's talking about at the time of nikah, there must be two witnesses.
And
Even at divorce.
Even at divorce. All right. Now, there are pillars for the marriage to take place. I think there are 5 of them. One is the lady or the wife and the consent of the couple. The consent of the couple. That is one. That is the pillar. Number 2, the consent of the father, the parents. The parents, okay? Or the guardian, because maybe he's dead, but there must be what? A guardian. Then mahar. Now the witnesses, one from either party, one from the legal side and another one, but they are supposed to be men, one man, and that kind of man, not any other man. It must be a person. What is his status into his marriage? Because if a man marries every year, we advise, okay, that please, that one cannot be a good one. Witness. Because what it is meant that in case of, because in marriage, issues are there. These are the first people to go to police, but there is ABCD, so that they have the experience, they have the practice, and they are also knowledgeable about what. That's why I can even explain further. In case I have come to take your sister home, Proscovia, but you have agreed, the parents have said, no, the Hajj, take Proscovia, but we are not, the parent is not what? A Muslim. We ask that parent, your father, to get a friend who is knowledgeable about what? Islam. Now, at the time of nikah, you are near each other, so that he can be explaining that. So that is the witness. In case you fail, that is the lady said, you fail to get a man, then the Sharia allows what? Two. But also, the status of those 2 women must be, I mean, of course, the age, the wealth, you are married, you see. So that is the what? So that is what is meant by the what? I think was asking more about what?
The constitutionality.
The constitutionality. So I was explaining how we are guided about the witness and why, and what type of witness they must be, I mean, well versed, and also with a good status in their marriage, and the rest. That is what is guided in that context.
Please, may I request that you read some of the questions and answer them? They appear on the screen.
Maybe I would suggest it, although we read it. But now that we will have this good relationship, which cannot end today, can I request they send the questions? Okay? We get them and then provide the what? So that, because I know we cannot finish now, and it is very important for them to get what?
The answers.
Deeper explanation. We are very willing to do that, so that, because these are our sons, and they are the people going to guide our society.
We are deeply grateful.
I would think that
we are deeply grateful for that indulgence. We thank you so much.
What is the question there? That case in Salome versus.
He says what?
Tell that a fuller divorce is obtained by the initiative of the wife, and that whatever consideration for the whole divorce had not been paid in full, there was a valid divorce, and the amount paid should be recovered from the wife or her father. I haven't come across that case. I need to know the facts, because this is just the holiday. But what I have gotten is like the wife paid half of it. You can explain to me what happened?
Yes, I read it, counsel. She was unable to pay the ransom in full, and the holding of the court was the part that she had not paid as consideration for the divorce amounted to a debt. Which the divorced husband was entitled to recover from her.
So the father to save her. Yes. And someone can stand in to pay your debt. Yeah, those are the rights we talked about, the role of the cow. We got to protect the rights. That man must go happily when he has gotten his what? His full what? Ransom. I understand this topic is so rich
Yeah.
and it's so difficult.
That's why that suggestion is going to help us.
So if we can get another time, we have no problem. The Tutor Sharia is always open. The office is open. Yeah.
Lawyers, we are deeply grateful to the sheikhs because they have allowed us to ask our questions and remit them to them so that they can provide answers. We appeal to you to send your questions to us. Please use the official email so that we can relay those questions to the sheikhs. I would like to thank the sheikhs, the team, profoundly for the indulgence. We are deeply grateful to you. And lawyers, at this moment in time, please allow me on your behalf to convey our deep gratitude to Sheikh Mpaso, Sheikh Haj Musana Sulaiman, and Counsel Zakia for this very, very educative lecture. We are deeply grateful that they have granted us time to ask questions, and I will be here to receive your questions, to relay them, and to give you feedback. We thank you so much.
Okay. IT, thank you.
Someone